Jacob DeShezar, missionary to Japan, week 3. Remember how last time Jake was walking around China and asked 2 soldiers if they were Japanese or Chinese? Which do you think they were? China, the soldiers yelled. But they were lying. Quickly, 10 other soldiers surrounded Jake and marched him down the road to their camp. Jake felt a knife on his back and saw the soldiers' guns. They laughed and said, "You are in the hands of the Japanese." 7 other Americans had been captured and were taken to the Japanese camp. Soldiers shoved Jake into a small cell with a dirt floor. He felt dizzy and his broken ribs hurt. He was blindfolded and handcuffed, and the soldiers began questioning him. "I won't talk," Jake replied to every question. His blindfold was ripped off, and Jake found himself staring at a Japanese officer. "My men will torture you until you tell us what we want to know," he snarled. "However, I am the kindest judge in all of China. Just answer the questions and you will get a nice glass of milk." "I won't talk." The judge's face turned red because he was so angry. Pulling his sword out of its sheath, he sliced it through the air over Jake's head. The shining steel flashed in the sunlight. "Tomorrow I will cut off your head," he threatened. "I would be honored if the kindest judge in all of China would cut off my head," Jake answered calmly. But in his heart he felt hatred for these people. The judge and other soldiers laughed, and Jake was given a glass of milk. He was allowed to keep his head, but it was the last time kindness was shown to him for a very long time. Jake and the other Doolittle Raiders were sent to trial. The trial lasted for several hours, but most of it was in Japanese, and almost none of it was translated into English. It was painful for Jake to be there. His body hurt from being tortured. His head was fuzzy from not having enough food, and his heart sank as he imagined what might happen next. 20 days after the trial started, a judge sentenced the men to death, but later, their sentence was changed to life imprisonment with special treatment. "What does that mean?" Jake asked someone in the prison. "If the Americans win the war, you will be shot. If the Japanese win the war, you will be slaves." It also meant no letters from home, no packages, and no medical treatment. Each prisoner was put in a cell by himself. Jake's cell was only 5 feet wide and 9 feet long. How would Jake survive living in such a terrible place? Would he die before the war ended? Come back next time to find out.